We are into a good position. Now we find Mason Mount. Mount's going to have a strike from distance, and Mason Mount strikes in the opening goal of this tie. Here is Orsic. Look at the run-in from Tierney, and we're going to find him as well. Kieran Tierney up from full-back. Lifts the ball in. Is this one the best header? Yet it is! Last minute of the game now then, as we look forward to a Champions League semi-final. Lo Celso comes away with possession. And we've beaten Manchester United twice over the two legs. Both 1-0 scorelines. It wasn't the most convincing result in the world, but we'll take it quite gladly. Hello everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another Career Mode episode. Of course, this follows on from yesterday's episode. I promised you guys we'd be back on the Saturday to take on PSG and Newcastle in the Champions League semi-finals and the FA Cup semi-finals. So, semi-finals galore today for you to look forward to. We've got all that to come today in those three games. Of course, I'm going to be simming the rest of the Premier League. So this today could in theory be the final episode if we get knocked out of both of these competitions. If we make it through to at least one final, you'll get another episode anyway tomorrow, hopefully, for you all to enjoy. So yeah, lots to cover today. We've got Chelsea coming up. I'm going to be obviously simming the Premier League games. I don't have to play them. Last episode, we lifted the trophy, therefore, we've got nothing else to do in the Premier League. But just before we start today, in the coming days, I'm going to have a poll out to vote for our first Career Mode team for FIFA 20, which I believe drops this Thursday coming. So, if my dates are correct. So yeah, make sure you stay tuned for that if you want to have your say. I'm going to try and do it to 2 teams. I used to do quite a few teams, but then I thought to myself, there's no point in doing 4 or 5 different teams because all that will happen is I'll have loads of votes scattered about and people will then say you should do this team because of that and this and that. So I'm just going to keep it to 2 teams. Those 2 teams, though, have yet to be decided. So I'm going to be giving you guys that video hopefully either Monday or Tuesday. So you'll have at least 2 days to vote ahead of the first episode dropping on Thursday. So yeah, make sure you stay tuned for that. But for now then, guys, let's start with today's episode. Of course, I'm going to be playing really bad teams in the sim games just to make sure we avoid any injuries. So the chances are we're pretty much going to lose all the rest of the sim games. But if it means I don't get injuries to big players, then so be it. I'm probably not going to be showing you all of the sim games that we play because, like I said, the team's going to be pretty bad. But actually, one of the players who never played for me has just scored. Cook has come into the side and he scored inside a minute. There is an equaliser, though, for Lautaro Martinez. They go 2-1 up. Eden Hazard, a 3-2 win for Chelsea means absolutely nothing for the title, of course, having already secured it. So, not the slightest bit bothered. But, of course, for us now, then, the first of the 3 games we will be playing today. Newcastle in the semi-finals of the FA Cup following this PSG. So, I'm trying to think about what I need to do in terms of team selection. On that basis, I'm going to swap it around a little bit. And here we go then for the semi-finals against Newcastle at Wembley Stadium. Of course, the other semi-final features Liverpool, so we could be on course for a Merseyside derby in the FA Cup final, which would be quite something, wouldn't it? But we've still got a job to do here against Newcastle. That is the team I'm going to go with for this game. I'll be quite intrigued to see what their team involves, because for them to have got to a semi-final, they must be quite decent. So, obviously, no disrespect. I won't be, taking anything for advantage. I will be giving them the utmost respect when we head into this one and playing our usual game, doing nothing silly, making sure we're doing the basics right, just to make sure I don't give them anything in the way of a chance. I'm saying that now. If I then give up a goal really easily, I'm going to look stupid like I did against Villa at the back end of last episode when we decided to keep the ball in play and effectively gave them a free goal. So let's not do that again. It's really cool getting to play at Wembley Stadium, and this is the 11 for Newcastle then. And I'm going to be honest, I don't really recognise that many players in there. Dennis Geiger, Almirion I recognise, Tosun and Sorensen. But outside of that, Bastoni actually, yeah. Shah, Lejeune. I mean, I recognise some names, but I don't think that this side is that fantastic. Really. So, compare that to our team. Lunin in goal, AWB, Lindelof, Sanchez, Tierney, Patrick, Trent, Alexander-Arnold, Orsic, Leon Bailly, Catrone and Coman. And that doesn't involve Mbappe. No Mbappe. No Vinicius Jr. No Dybala. Some incredibly good players missing for us. Purely on the basis that we do have that next game against PSG coming up. So we're off and running here then at Wembley. Who will be the side heading into an FA Cup final? We're going to find that out after 90 minutes, maybe even extra time here at Wembley. I mean, already there's a chance here as Kingsley Coman will break through. Keeper's come out into no man's land, and I've tried to chip him. Why did I try and chip him? What an idiot. Why did I do that? Facepalm. Just facepalm myself, like. I should have just, yeah, I don't know why. I saw him coming out for the ball, and I thought, this is the moment, and I got baited into trying to chip the goalkeeper. Stupid. Orsic's ball for Koeman, a chase as he turns and gets wrong-sided of his defender, and now Leon Bailly. Leon Bailly towards Koeman. Koeman's in again. Good save, keeper. It's bounced back out. And I think it was Patrick, wasn't it? Yeah, Patrick's had the shot, and it's skied. Nowhere near finding the corner of the goal there, Patrick. Usually good in these areas. 5-star weak foot, remember, but to be fair to the guy, it did bounce up towards him. And in my eyes, Patrick can do no wrong, of course. He's been one of the standout players of this series. Definitely my player of the series. But right there, I thought we were going to get the lucky bounce back and him to put the ball in. Didn't quite work out like that. Newcastle at the moment on the back foot slightly. But whatever the game still remains 0-0, they will be quite confident of them getting a chance or two. And here they might be their first chances. Dennis Geiger's shot on goal. Saved by Lunin. It wasn't the most convincing save in the world, though, because he put it back into a danger area as Lindelof will get underneath that and head it away as Orsic will take it away. Now, that's what I'm talking about. There is going to be chances in the game for Newcastle, but will it be when they're already behind quite comfortably, or is it going to be quite close? Koeman! 19 minutes. We found the breakthrough. Counter-attacking move. Kingsley Koeman finishes it off. I have to give a lot of credit to Patrick Cutrone because it was him who laid it on the plate for Kingsley Koeman. And just I'm saying Newcastle might get chances. The problem with that is that they might get their chances when we could be 2 or 3 in front, as teams have done. You know, you look at Leicester last game, or last episode, 5-2 that finished. They got their goals. They got one back when we were 2-0 up, and they got their other one when we were 5-1 up. So we do kind of, you know, leak goals in some aspects. We score a heck of a lot as well. And that is the breakthrough we're looking for as we begin today's episode. Kingsley Koeman, second of the FA Cup. He's looked lively in this opening half and he's got his goal. Koeman and Cutrone link up again as Koeman's inside the penalty area of Newcastle. Not a place you want him to be in, and that's the reason why. 2-0 Everton, and we are beginning to find our feet already today. Newcastle behind. It was a big ask, wasn't it, to really stop us and try and get themselves through to an FA Cup final. But I did somewhat think to myself, heading into this game, that we were going to run rampant. And it's beginning to look like that. Kingsley Koeman gets his second after only 10 or so minutes after putting us ahead. He's found his second. And, yeah, I think I need Kingsley Koeman for PSG. So I'm not sure he'll play the entire game here. But the way he's playing, he could have a hat-trick before he goes off. And Newcastle need a reply pretty soon, but at this moment in time, Cutrone has set Koeman away again for number 3. Kingsley Koeman just passes it into the bottom corner and secures a 35-minute hat-trick in the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley. Well, Kingsley Koeman, I said I might need him for PSG. I don't think I can leave him after a performance like this. Newcastle in need of a reply, went forward, the cross was easily dealt with. Cutrone set Koeman through one-on-one, and I think for this right here, that's his hat-trick. I'm pretty sure I'll be bringing him off at half-time to make sure he is fit for that PSG game. Patrick towards Leon Bailly, turning, finding Cutrone. Cutrone through to Patrick, who's made the run, and he's absolutely rifled it off the underside of the crossbar, and it's 4-0 Everton. What a strike! He might have missed one earlier on, but this is the Patrick we know and love. What a thunderous effort this is. Nice move as well again from us as we create the chance pretty simply, really. But this finish is just no goalkeeper in the world saves this. There's the cut through from Cutrone. Look at that. Keeper didn't even move. He just said, all right, well, that's going in. I'm just going to stand still. Koeman's hat-trick now added to by a Patrick strike. And it's 4-0 Everton in this FA Cup semi-final, as if it was ever in doubt. Tierney in towards the feet of Patrick. Look at the space for Patrick Van Leeuwen. You can't give him that space, man. Newcastle are all over the place here. It's 5-0. 18 minutes to play. Patrick smashes in his second. You can't give him that space. It's just stupid from Newcastle to expect any different when he gets in this position. What a strike. 5-0. Boy, what a ball through that is. And hang on a second. There is going to be a goal for Newcastle. I'm going to be honest. I did not expect to see a pass through from Lejeune like that. One of the central defenders for Newcastle. And he's actually pulled off the pass of the game so far. That's including us as well. Look at this for a ball through. Yeah, he's a bit fortunate to get it, but what a pass that is. Nearly a brilliant first-time finish as well. The ball bounces back out, and Dwight Gale is the man who's put the ball in the empty net. Newcastle have got a goal back in this. It's only a consolation, but what a pass from Lejeune it was. I can't believe that a central defender's just done that for Newcastle. He should have been playing up higher up the field if that's the case. As Leon Bailey under possession, and he's dispossessed by Bastoni. And that's going to do us then. We're heading through to an FA Cup final. I will check and see what the score in the other semi-final has been, so we know if it's going to be Liverpool in that for us. So, yeah, fingers crossed that it is, because I really want a Merseyside derby in an FA Cup final to finish this off. But we now know then there will be at least one more episode as we head through to the FA Cup final. It's the moment of truth. Have Liverpool done it, and will they face us in the FA Cup final? I've clicked the button. Let's find out. They have done it. It's going to be a Merseyside FA Cup final. As I've switched it by accident. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. I can't believe this is... Oh my goodness, they matched us as well. Both teams winning 5-1 at Wembley to get to the final. It doesn't get more hype than this. Merseyside final for the FA Cup. It's going to be insane. I can't wait to give you guys that next episode. But can we add to it a Champions League final as well? Well, our first game against PSG is coming up now. We're away first at the Parc des Princes. And we'll see if we can grab an away goal to play with. Manchester City currently are 2-0 up against Monaco after their home leg. So it's looking like it's going to be them in the final. And you remember, I've had the better of Manchester City in recent times anyway. So I'm pretty confident if we get them that we can do it. And actually, I've had the better of Liverpool as well in recent times too. I'm hoping that this isn't the first time that they get the better of me, as it would be in a final if that is the case. But we still have a semi-final to play to get there against Manchester City. Can we do it? It's time to find out. I'm going to switch up the side. Back in a second. This is the team we are going to go with. Lunan in goal. Tierney, Sanchez, De Ligt and Cancelo at the back. A midfield three that involves Mount, Lo Celso and Dybala. Koeman and Junior on the wings. With Mbappe starting against his former club up front. I really am thinking to myself, Mbappe's got to have a big game. You might remember, I think we faced Mbappe, didn't we, in the Champions League final. Was it the last one we played with Everton? Because I'm pretty sure we played Real Madrid, didn't we, with the Graafschap? I can remember Mbappe didn't have the greatest game. So, fingers crossed, he has a good game against his former club here. If I rightfully remember as well, they have Neymar still. They've got Paul Pogba and a couple of other big players too. So, it's going to be interesting to see who they've replaced Mbappe with. Because that's one of the big things that I always thought to myself is you've got to use your money effectively when you allow one of your bigger players and better players to go. You've got to try and replace them as best you can. Let's see if they've done that. I'm quite surprised. They've gone with this team you can see here. Rashford and Williams. They've not gone with a front three like I expected. Arter and Pogba in behind them with Vendel and Rodriguez as the holding midfielders, which means Neymar is only good enough for the bench for PSG. I know they've switched up their formation, which is potentially why, but yeah, I'm a bit surprised by that. They've also got, I believe, a regen or a game-generated player in Rodriguez and CDM. So, yeah, an interesting team selection from PSG. I can kind of get it because they're at home first, so maybe they're looking to defend a bit more here. That's when they'll unleash Neymar at our place to try and get them an away goal. But is that going to work? You know, when you're coming up against this team from Everton, which does have goals in it, and Leon Bailey on the bench, of course, Catrone on the bench to bring on as well. Are you going to be able to defend against it? Mbappe, like I said, starting against his former club here. I have a feeling he's going to be the one to really sink them. But we'll find that out, as it will be PSG to get this show on the road. First of two legs coming up. A place at stake in the Champions League final for one of these two teams. Some good passing play from us here as Dybala's going to find Mbappe. You don't want this guy running at you. PSG will know that from his time here. Mbappe! Oh, it's an absolute scorcher from Kylian Mbappe, as he's going to hold his hands up and just, you know, not celebrate. He is playing against his former club. It's nice to see him do that. But what a goal this is. This is the whole reason why I made him my #1 target this year. Because this is the quality he can bring. Pickford, not a chance. It hit the top of the crossbar, or the underside of the crossbar, the post, and just about crossed the line before, I think, bouncing back out. What a goal from Mbappe. PSG 0, Everton 1. He didn't even celebrate. That's that respect. And already an away goal to play with then. Hey, oh, what a ball through from Mason Mount. This could get worse. Dybala's in. And Dybala. Oh, he's missed it. Dybala. How have you missed that? It was a brilliant pass through from Mason Mount, and he's got to score. Dybala. Rashford finds Arthur, looking to maybe get the cross in. He finds Dagba. There's a chance to put the ball in. It's blocked, but it's not brilliantly blocked. And Rashford, oh, what a save from Lunan. Defensively, pretty bad from us there. We were all over the place, and Rashford was completely on his own, trying to hit the shot on the turn, and Lunan has earned his paycheck with that save. I just can't seem to get these passes correct in that midfield and final third area. Great tackle from Davinson Sanchez, though. Gets us back on the front foot. Let's give an easy ball to Coman for him to chase and maybe get even in behind. Kingsley Coman! Oh, and Pickford! I can't really complain because Lunan made a fantastic save for us. And that is another brilliant save as well. This time from Jordan Pickford. Tierney will find Lo Celso. Now there is the shooting opportunity. Instead, though, we keep hold of it. Mount through towards Cancelo. Cancelo back towards Mbappe! Oh, it's got to go in! How many chances do we want for another away goal? It's the man you want it to fall to as well in Kylian Mbappe. If there's anybody on this pitch that you want that chance to go to, it's him. And he just didn't seem to compose himself because he's put it wide from there. Now, luckily, Vinicius Jr.'s won that header, which sets us straight back up in another attack. Vinicius Jr. going to have the shot cleared by Hernandez, and he's bouncing down. It's going to be a corner ball. I swear, if we come back to rue these missed chances, I'm going to be fuming. Lo Celso, Orsic, Vinicius Jr., Mbappe's in again. Mbappe isn't going to miss this time. And again, we'll do the show of respect as his celebration. 13 minutes to play. Everton 2, PSG 0. And there is that second goal. Really nicely worked as well. Should have scored the other one, but he's redeemed himself. Brilliant finish, top bins. Pickford, no chance. That's given me a bit more confidence heading back into the second leg at Goodison Park then. We are into added time here at the Parc des Princes as that cross does not come to anything. And with a minute to play, that should be all she wrote from this game as Lunan will smash it clear. He had something to do tonight. Hasn't done a lot this season, but we had to require him and he definitely did pull off a very good save. And there it is then, full time, 2-0 Everton. We are so close to a Champions League final. We've got one foot in the door. Now we just need to get the second one in there as well. And I'm pretty sure as well, there's something quite interesting about the two goals from Mbappe. He scored in the 12th minute of play, and he scored 12 minutes from time. So it seems like 12 is the lucky number for Kylian Mbappe. We'll see that as it pops up here, because I'm pretty sure it is 12 minutes is that number. But what a performance it is. And there we go, yeah, 12 minutes he scored, and then 78 minutes, 12 minutes from time, he got his second. Means he wants to wear the number 12 for me in FIFA 20 if I ever use him in that one. It's going to be really strange going into FIFA 20 because I'm going to go straight from having pretty much the best team in the world on FIFA 19 career mode into the hardest difficulty on FIFA 20 and not having like the best of teams. So yeah, it's going to be quite strange trying to grind out results and whatnot. But that's just step one completed then. We now go to step two. We just sim game against Southampton and lost it by 3-1 in the Premier League. As I said, though, results in that are meaningless. It's time, though, for our second leg and final game of today's episode. PSG at Goodison Park. You can see there's a couple of changes to our team. Vinicius Jr. over on the left-hand side now with Leon Bailey coming in on the right. Alexander-Arnold, Orsic and Patrick in a changed-around midfield three. And I think that's it for the changes. Mbappe again starts, though, up front. Scored 2 in that other game. As he's going to be the man we look to score tonight. Let's get into this game. It actually looks like Neymar is missing out again from PSG, which I mentioned in the home leg for them. That I felt that was because they wanted to name a more defensive-minded team. But no, he misses out again. So I don't believe I saw him in there shaking hands with our players, which, of course, would mean that. Unless I missed him, that could be another thing. But of course, as it shows you our team, we're going to check out their team in a second here and see if that is the case. Because if it is, then they're missing one of their better players. I suppose their formation doesn't really allow him to come into the game. But yeah, it's quite surprising that. And there it is on your screen. It does look like he's out of the team again. Paul Pogba is on the bench. There he is. To be fair, this PSG side, considering we're 6 seasons in, isn't actually that good. They still have Suarez, who's not that great anymore. He's like 80 rated or something. And a few of the other players in there as well aren't fantastic. So, slightly surprised by this. Remember, they were Champions League finalists before, but yeah, I think we faced better sides in the competition so far. Mbappe has got the run from Cancelo. What a ball it is as well. Cancelo across the face of goal. Vinicius Jr. just didn't react. That was a great opportunity to take the lead. And I tell you what, we have been brilliant in possession in this first half so far. We've not really given up the ball at all. And that was the first time we really got in behind PSG's defence. If only Vinicius Jr. had read where that ball was going from Cancelo. Good work, but no shot. And again, we will try then. Cancelo driving forward from fullback. It's a 3-on-3 here. PSG leaving themselves exposed. Cancelo has just smashed Everton surely into a Champions League final. Brilliant stuff from our right back, and PSG were caught 3-on-3. They couldn't close the runner down in Cancelo because they had to follow Mbappe, Vinicius Jr. and of course Leon Bailly. They didn't really defend it well. And Cancelo says, all right then, if you're going to back off, I'll take it and I'll try my luck at goal. And he doesn't need any luck with that sort of strike. What a goal it is. Orsic, what a ball through to Cancelo again, who's getting the time of his life so far. Pickford will make that save. I tell you what, Cancelo's having the time of his life on this right-hand side. I mean, he's just loving it. He's getting forward and making things happen. And I actually want to check the match facts here at half-time because I'm pretty sure professional is the word I'll use for this first half display. We have been phenomenal in this first half, apart from that pass from Lunin. In terms of retaining the ball and not allowing PSG anything, this has been really, really good from us. I want to check this match facts because, like I said, I believe, there you go, 68% of possession, only 2 shots, and we've scored one of those 2. Clinical, professional, whatever you want to call it. It's a performance worthy of getting to a Champions League final. It might not be the most pleasing on the eye and not the most entertaining to watch, but if it gets you to a final, who cares? Neymar's on for PSG. He's got a big ask to do though, hasn't he? And trying to claw them back, and there's one! I mean, his commentator's curse. Literally, as soon as I start talking about him, he goes and bangs one in from 20, 25 yards. I was just going to say, it's quite a huge ask for him to come on and score 3, because that's what PSG need to go through. But there is one of those 3 that they need. And with 28 minutes to play, there's definitely still time in this game. And that's their first shot of the night as well, PSG. Might have been professional and convincing in the first half, not so much in the second. I mean, commentator's curse written all over that. Literally, as soon as I start talking about Neymar coming on the field of play, he goes and does that. And actually, we're against the ropes a little bit now, because all of a sudden a mistake creeps into our game from Orsic. Neymar has come on and looks like he might have just changed this game. Here he is again. Davinson Sanchez trying to win back possession. Unable to do it there. Do not let them get another goal here, because that will make it very nervy. Neymar! Oh, Lunin saves it. What's going on? Can we please go back to this first half display? Because all of a sudden I'm beginning to get a little bit nervous. Another goal here means they only need one more. Neymar turning. You question why he wasn't on at the start of this game as Orsic puts that out. But of course their formation didn't allow that. As again they'll go short to him. I mean, he is really the man they're looking at right now as he fakes shots, gets past the one. Ball in, Jonathan Tah, Lunan's there, clear it, Patrick, thank you very much. What is going on? It's still not cleared. I can't believe this. Do not throw this away now. Alexander-Arnold can't make that tackle. Neymar trying to flick it up. Don't try that, mate. Wait a minute, there's a counter-attack. Mbappe. No, Mbappe, get that pass right, we're in. Oh, you don't understand. I'm beginning to kind of worry a little bit now. Because all of a sudden, I literally can't get out. We literally can't get out of our defensive third. Neymar, Pogba, wide. 3 minutes to play here. The second half, not as good as the first as Dybala. Just trying to waste a bit of time in the corner at the moment. Alexander-Arnold will find Delict towards Leon Bailly. Bailly on the turn. Gets past one in towards the PSG penalty area. Still going here. Leon Bailly gets the shot away as well. And from a tight angle, Pickford had to make the save and did. If he'd have pushed that into his goal, questions would have been asked. As we try again, and I've again misplaced that. I don't know what I'm doing there. Advantage played by the referee as time ticks away. Everton 1, PSG 1 on their night. And it looks like it's going to be all square. But of course, the aggregate scoreline means we head through to a Champions League final. Mbappe, one last chance maybe, sends Dybala through. He's offside, I think, as well, so it won't count. It will not count, even though the ball is in the back of the net. Celebrations cut short for Paulo Dybala. No goal for him. Referee, You want to blow your whistle? I'm quite happy with that. That takes us into the final. There is that full-time whistle then. Oh, man. That was a tough game towards the back end of it. PSG unable to get through us, and we head into that final. But I think, personally, I think if it is against Manchester City, then although we've had the better of them in recent games, I'm saying this now, we'll probably see that it might be a thrashing like the Chelsea game was in the Carabao Cup final. The way that this is now set up, considering that I don't think we've lost to Liverpool, and I don't think we've lost yet to Manchester City since taking over at Everton, the fact we might be playing both of them in consecutive finals makes me think that this might be the time for them to get their first wins against us. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but we'll find out. My friends, is going to be the end of today's episode. A massive thank you for watching it. If you have enjoyed, a like would be greatly appreciated. As always, a massive thank you as well for your support on the channel. Confirmation, of course, of the 2 games that are going to be coming for you in the next episode and the finale of this entire series ahead of FIFA 20, dropping Liverpool first in an FA Cup final that you do not want to miss in a Merseyside derby. And following on from that, we have the Champions League final where we take on Manchester City. They managed to beat Monaco 3-1 in aggregate, the same scoreline as us, in order to get there. And it's going to be absolutely sensational as an episode. 2 more finals to do the quadruple, the thing we set out to do at the beginning of the season. Can we do it? Find out next time, when hopefully that episode will be dropping for you tomorrow on the Sunday. Until then, have a fantastic evening, have a fantastic day wherever it is you guys are. Make sure you stay tuned for that poll coming out to decide our FIFA 20 career mode team that we start off with. I'm excited for that. We are now days away from that game coming out, and I can't wait to get started by bringing you guys content. Until then, I'll see you all for the double final in the finale in the next episode. Adios!